Morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm James Taylor. I live up here in Summersville, but I have a home down in Charleston, and I use it when I go to school or have any functions I need to do in Charleston, as do the rest of my family. Today I'm making this small video about my concerns about the water situation. How can we trust the water? With the conference that the governor gave us with the representatives of the EPA, the Army, school board, and the health department, which, by the way, the CDC wasn't even there, they were not convincing to me. These individuals, you could tell by their tone of voice, their body language, and their facial expressions that some of them weren't really telling us the truth. Not that I'm an expert at that, but you could really tell there was an underlying tension there. The questions that the reporters were asking, the pertinent questions, were avoided. They called on people that asked questions that really didn't make a difference and shut down the reporters who were asking the important questions. They don't know what this chemical is. They don't know what the long-term effects of this chemical are. That morning, it upsets me that by 8 o'clock in the morning they found it, but didn't tell us how long it had been leaking. They don't even know. By noon, the governor had a news conference, but a lot of us were out doing things and working and didn't see the no-use order. That evening, I am down by the Capitol building. There are state employees coming in and out of CVS Pharmacy grabbing crates of water while I was standing in front of Workforce West Virginia while my ex-wife was taking her civil service exam. No one was saying why they were grabbing all that water. I even asked, and by the time I got down there to CVS to see what was going on, they just said there was a water issue and every bit of water had been bought out within 2 hours. I couldn't find anything myself while I was waiting for her to finish that exam. While she was taking that exam, a boss called all the state employees in Workforce West Virginia and told them over the phone, don't use the water, don't drink it. That was my first indication that something was wrong. But the bad part of it is all of us had drank and consumed the water down there in the valley, made breakfast, made coffee. Anyone who went to a restaurant that the water supply was hooked up to a pop machine or dishwashing machine or anything like that, we consumed it. We had it. The black licorice smell. We were coming back from Walmart that evening and smelled it because I live 2 miles away from that tank system. This is unsatisfactory. These people are not giving us what the real story is. They want to do an overall flush of the system. Well, how do we know that the residue of that chemical isn't in our pipes now? Isn't in our hot water tanks? Could be stuck to the heating elements of the hot water tank. I have a aeration sewer system. That sewer system is self-contained, which means if that chemical was in the water that was flushed, my whole sewer tank in my backyard is filled with this chemical. Who's going to pay to get that pumped out? And the way the tank works is by gradual filtration, natural filtration through that tank, the water is circulated back into the creeks and streams. How many sewer systems are hooked up like that? They can't tell us that all that chemical is out of the system. The CEO of American Water and Power even said he didn't know. And I'm sorry, 1 part per 1,000 or per million, I forget the ratio, please excuse me, that still means that chemical's in the water. None of us know how much we have ingested. Poor children, bathed in it, food, baby formula. They're not giving us the whole story. Will someone please come forward? Will someone please explain to us about this chemical? Because I don't trust what they've said. They were not convincing to me And I am not the only one. The reason why I'm making this video is because a lot of folks have the same concerns. And when those concerns were brought up in the news conference, they were stifled. Where's our senators? Where's our congressmen? What are they doing for the state of West Virginia? Our elected officials. The voters will remember all of this. What are they going to do? Is my house still contaminated? An overall flush. They're telling us that the licorice smell is in the raw water and the finished water and may still be coming through our home, which in my home there is a strong smell. If the smell's still there, that's an indicator that the chemical is still there. What are the long-term effects? Will this cause us cancer? Will this cause major health effects? I myself are a diabetic. I have immune system problems. All diabetics do. It was even put out by Aaron Brockovich that people with immune issues like diabetics, cancer patients, heart patients and stuff like that shouldn't use this water. So how long are we supposed to use bottled water? Can we trust our state officials? Will they tell us the truth? This is a major problem. Now, I've just seen on television this morning, the lawyers are already involved. Have you drunk the water? Call us. Lawsuits. Is a lawsuit going to fix one of us who has a child who has health problems? Is a lawsuit going to fix one of us who gets cancer because of this water issue? I came to Summersville, our family farm, where I live, to get away from it. Where I'm in nursing school, they canceled school. You can't tell me that the major involvement of the U.S. Army, the CDC, the EPA, does not mean that it is more than just a chemical spill in the water that can be filtrated out. And that's not being paranoid. And that's not being a conspiracy theory person. That's just having common sense because they think we're all dumb hillbillies. When are they going to come forward and tell us the truth? Or is it going to be when we have a large strain of odd cancers? Are they just going to sit back and see how we all develop? What about the pregnant women who drank all this? How are their children going to turn out? There's a lot of questions that need to be answered. How do they know, unless they individually test each home, that this major flush will work? They don't. Even the CEO of American Water said he can't tell us it's safe to drink the water. Go to YouTube. Watch the conferences again. Listen to them. Watch the people in the background. Very unprofessional the way they shuffled all that around. And that general kept busting in and saying stuff to answer questions. He seemed like the only leader in the bunch. So, excuse me. We don't know what this is doing to us. And it scares a bunch of us. It's scary. And we're not getting the right answers. Where's our senators? Where's our congressmen? Are they dumping all this? They're looking for a scapegoat. Are they dumping all this on the governor and his staff? That's my take on it, and I may make another video. Thank you all. I'm just a common citizen of the state of West Virginia. Kind of like Joe the plumber. Pass this video on if you care or if you have the same concerns. Thank you and good morning from the Mountain State.